All right, let's get into the Hoops and Hype podcast. Another week full of just a whole bunch of drama in the W. Actually, this week wasn't really too bad. I do want to start with the whole Dijonai and Sophie Cunningham thing because that game was crazy, from the ejection to Caitlin getting a tech. All right, let me read the headlines and then I'll tell you guys what I think about that. So, Chicago Sky guard Dijonai Carrington was ejected during a game against Indiana Fever after a hard foul on Sophie Cunningham was upgraded to a flagrant 2. All right. Yeah, that was a hard foul. I'm not gonna lie. I agree with the call, the flagrant, her getting ejected, all of that, right? I definitely agree with that, because if you look at the replay, yeah, she smacked the ish out of Sophie. And like I said, I don't think it was intentional. You know, people are going to say that it was probably intentional. I don't think it was intentional. Especially knowing how Dijonai plays. She plays hard, you know? But yeah. The only thing that I didn't agree with was the fact that Sophie was allowed to get away with that little punch shot, you know, that little that she slipped in there. I ain't like that she got away with that. I don't. Because to be honest, Indiana Fever be getting away with too much. They really do. And this has nothing to do with Caitlin's tech getting rescinded, because guess that was like the fastest freaking that was rescinded so fast. But I do feel like, you know, she didn't really say anything. But I do feel like overall, Indiana Fever, they get away with a lot. They do. They be cussing out refs. They be sneaking in little sneak shots. They be pulling here. And they've gotten away with some things. But you know, it is what it is. It's Fever. And that's what the W gonna do. They're gonna protect Fever. But I'm just sick of it. I'm sick. I'm so sick of it, because I honestly feel like Sophie should have got something for punching her. Like, yes, I understand you being upset, but you can't just be upset and go bow. Like, imagine if Angel did that. Imagine if Angel, like the time when she got her hair pulled, right? I forgot who pulled her hair. But she got her hair pulled. Imagine if she turned around and bopped her, as big as Angel is. That would have went crazy. They would have been, they'd have been talking about how Angel was like a thug and all of this stuff for forever. Forever. They would have been ready for her to get kicked out of the league by now if she was punching bitches. But Sophie could get away with it. So I don't know what that's about. I really don't. What was crazy was how Dijonai really posted that thread on the locker room, like mid-game. She's back there on threads. That was crazy to me. And then what was crazy is what she said. And she said white supremacist or white supremacy, whatever. You know what she said. Dijonai, you know, I love that she's very unapologetic. But yeah, that's crazy mid-game. Sometimes I think she forgets that this is her job. Like, she is really stirring shit up. But I understood her frustration. I'm not gonna lie. I did, because yeah, like I said, she just got punched for a basketball play. Like, you don't think that's a little lot? And then to get away with it? Yeah, no. No, I think Dijonai probably could have handled it better. But I mean, it is what it is at this point. I mean, I can't sit here and justify that Sophie was right in her anger when she punched her, but then sit here and say that Dijonai's not fussed. The damn fruit flies, there's just one in my house that's getting on my nerves. But you know, Dijonai, you know, she got that off how she needed to get that off. But yeah, no, she be running around here like that's not her job. She like, I'm gonna keep it as cute as I want to keep it, as cute as you keep it, okay? And yeah, Sophie punched her, so she went back there and was like, yeah, this is what I think. But that's Dijonai. Anyways, Liberty, freaking Liberty. Did y'all hear about Liberty and Betnijah? Yes. Let me read what happened, and then we're gonna talk about what happened. Because that's my team, Liberty. That's my team. You see Betnijah? She right here. Can't see her, but whatever. Liberty waived Betnijah Laney Hamilton, and she was then picked up by the Washington Mystics. Mm-hmm. The young ho, can I say that? I can say that on live. The young hoes, I'm gonna say worse on this live already, actually. They picked up Betnijah. And I ain't gonna hold you. I watched Betnijah's first game with them. She was playing pretty good. And it just made me wonder, because as a Liberty person, I had threw in the towel and I accepted the fact that her knees were done. I'm like, it gotta be a reason they're not playing her. No, her knees look like they still work to me. I don't know what Liberty is doing, but she's over there with the Mystics. She's giving them encouraging words. She's being like big sis over there, and yeah, I don't even know what to think of this. What I will say is Liberty's GM said something along the lines of, she's gonna go somewhere where they're gonna pretty much give her a bigger role, like somewhere. I think I actually wrote it down. The Liberty GM said that it is in her best interest and she can get a bigger role somewhere else. And that I agree with. Because everything that we've seen this season, Liberty wasn't trying to do anything with her. So, yeah. Mystics, they already done put her in more minutes than the Liberty did the whole season, I feel like. But, we're going to have to see how that goes. I hope that this works out. And when I say work out, I mean for everyone. Because in the middle of all this, Fatu signed a multi-year deal with Liberty, which I was kind of shocked with. Not going to lie. I mean, it's not like she produces the most for our team, but she is a solid player. But to give her a multi-deal right after Betnijah, I was a little shocked. I'm like, dang, Liberty, so this is what y'all was scheming. And now the thing about being a Liberty fan is you never really know what they gonna do next. Like, I really don't know what they thinking. Like, let go of Betnijah, sign the multi-deal with Fatu. Like, I'm curious to see what we do in this offseason. I really am. But yeah, so I hope the best for Betnijah, for Fatu, and Rory Harmon. Harmon just signed a developmental contract. So yes, I hope that they truly develop her and take good care of her, because we all know in college her coach took good care of her. And I just want to see her thrive in the W. So yeah, anyways, that sums up this Liberty Mystics mess. And yeah, like I said, I still didn't see that coming, but here we are. Let's get on to the next thing, to the next thing, to the next thing, to the next thing, to the next thing. All right, I want to talk about some of the games from the last time I seen you guys, last Thursday, because yeah, we had some really good games. First, I want to get into the Las Vegas versus Indiana Fever game, because that was a game. Oh my God. Like, at first Fever, they was doing really well, but Jackie was really messing them up. Like when she went on that freaking stretch, when she scored like 15, I mean, she was hot that game. So yeah, if you were able to catch that game, let me know down below, like, thoughts. Now, I just watched Post Moves and I watched Candace's take on it. And I feel like she had a pretty interesting take. She was basically saying that in those last few seconds of the game where, Asia was on Caitlin and Caitlin turned over the ball. We all know what happened next. Chelsea Gray, game winner. But anyways, Candace was saying that they should have had the ball in Kelsey's hands. Stephanie White fumbled. Kelsey's quicker. She's harder to guard. She's efficient. Like, and you know what? I'm not gonna lie. She was probably right. She was probably right because the thing about Caitlin is the turnovers, and that really will cost you the game. It cost them the game. It cost them the game. So I like that take. I feel like, I agree that Kelsey Mitchell really should have had the ball. Kelsey should have had the ball. And honestly, I like the conversation shift as we head towards the end of this season, where, people are acknowledging that Kelsey is the star of Fever. She's the better player on Fever. I mean, she's had what, like how many games this season? 20 plus points. No one in history has done that. Not just Fever history, W history. She's nice, and I love that that's where the conversation is shifting. And I think she deserves all of those flowers because I'll give it to Candace. Candace be having some hot takes, but she kept it real with Aaliyah and was like, look, Steph messed up. Caitlin, all she did was turn over the ball. You had Asia Wilson on Caitlin. Like, that's not how I would end the game. But anyways, let's get into, on a positive, more positive note for Indy. Indy whooped Liberty. At least they had that going for them. Indy whooped Liberty. That night, when I tell you I was watching that game and I was just quiet. One shot going, another shot going, from the logo, go in. Like, everything was going in for Indy. It ruined my freaking night. Like, literally by halftime, I'm like, oh, when's the next game? Come on, I don't want to watch this anymore. I had to turn it off at like the beginning of the fourth. I was done, and that's a lot because I will watch a whole game through down to the end. Like, I want to be there for my team, and I want to be there in case a good comeback happens. I want to be like, oh shit, I saw that. But yeah, that game, I had to turn that off because Indy, they're such a strong team, especially when they're having a good night. Everyone got hot hands. And even that game, I'm not gonna lie, there was some turnovers, but they were still the better of the two teams that night. So that was a really good game. Sparks snapped the Lynx's winning streak. Like, not who I expected to snap the freaking winning streak, but surprisingly they did. And I thought that was crazy. I thought that was crazy. I'm like, what? The Sparks? I mean, not that they're trash, but they just pulled that out there. But and that's the thing about Sparks. Sparks is not really a bad team. They're just coached and managed. The whole organization is just so like right now that I think that's a lot of their issues. But the way Naneka and Wheeler was playing at the end of that game, and that was Monique, who they just got from Phoenix, she came in clutch for them too. She only had like 7 points and like literally, I think she had that last like 2 or 3. Yeah, she came in clutch for them. And then last, y'all, we got to get into the Mystics and ATL game because all I can say, Shakira was not freaking playing with them. Shakira was not playing the dream, especially Angel. She was especially not playing with Angel. And the thing about it is Angel has some really good moments too against Shakira in the paint. But the thing about it is I feel like at some moments Shakira got in Angel's head. She definitely got in Angel's head. And you can kind of tell when Angel is in her head when she's playing because she comes off less confident. Like, she's not like in your face, like, like, well, like, I don't want to say bully ball because it's not bully ball, but she's very confident. I love that about Angel. But there was moments where I could tell Shakira was in her head, and they won the game, which is crazy. But no, the thing about the Mystics, they are doing well right now. But last night, they took that L. I think that was Vegas. Yep. Then they got to see Vegas again. And I think Vegas is going to, yeah, they're going to do them in again, which is good for Liberty because we're 8. Actually, let's get into the standings because that's next. I have the standings, y'all. I wrote it right here. Number 1 is the Lynx. 2 is Valkyries. 3 is the Aces. 4 is Fever. 5 is ATL. 6 is Mystics. 7 is Dallas. And 8 is Liberty. We in there, okay? I don't want to hear anything. All right. Anyway, so what's not surprising, number 1, the Lynx. They are number 1 in the league, number 1 in the West. Like, they're nobody's fucking with them right now, really. I mean, even though we just said the Sparks whooped their ass, but they couldn't do it 7 times in a row in the finals. Anyways, number 2, the Velks. I'm so proud of the Velks. Even though Valkyrie is not my team, I'm just a little proud because, you know, we all seen the Valkyries start, you know, the expansion, the new team on the block last year, but yeah, they are nothing to play with. Okay? That team is locked in. So yeah. What else? All right, everybody else. I think this is gonna be the list for the playoffs. Like, let's be real. Like, I think Portland is number 9 and they're like 5 games behind Liberty. So I think everyone else is playing for fun. Now, I did have this little part over here because, like, I was just trying to imagine, like, if we were to, damn, that was dirty. Y'all, I was making some food. Ooh, I was cutting some food for my son. Speaking of my son, what's up? Oh, you drink all your drink? All right, get some more punch in the fridge. Okay. Anyways, so I was trying to think of, like, if the playoffs happen today, right? At where everyone's standing right now, the Lynx would be playing the Liberty, which if we have to go against the Lynx, it's over for us. So I actually want to move up a little bit, and that's why I need the Mystics or Dallas, somebody to move down. Because yeah, if that was today, the Lynx would definitely whoop the Liberty. The second matchup would be the Valkyries versus Dallas. I think the Valkyries would for sure take Dallas in this like mock playoff. Aces would take on the Mystics. I think Aces can handle the job. I mean, something about the Aces is they're a great team, but they lock in a little differently during the playoffs. Like, they're just like, okay, we're here. Boom. We're going to win. Like, and somebody does need to shut that down because I'm not trying to see that again this year. But anyways, I think the Aces would take the Mystics. And then it would be Fever versus ATL, which I just want these two teams to move from 4 and 5 for the sake of not wanting to see this. I don't want to see Fever versus ATL in the playoffs because things get very black and white. It's so annoying. But things get really racist when we see these two teams, aka CC and Angel. People won't let that go. And it's annoying. But yeah, no. Who do I think would take it? I think ATL would take that though. I think ATL would take Fever if the playoffs were today. Yeah. So that's my choices. The Lynx would take Liberty, the Valkyries would take Dallas, Aces would take the Mystics, and Fever would take ATL. But we gotta see. We gotta see. Let me know down below. What do you think would happen if the playoffs were today? What teams would take what? One thing I would say about this season, it has been a really good season. Outside of it's been a really like annoying, like dramatic season. There's been stories every freaking week, but it's been a good season. Talent-wise, yeah. Yes. So yeah, that is really all of the live today. Make sure you catch the replay where you can run this back. I feel so bad because, like, you know, I'm gonna keep that All right, that's all that I have for today. Thanks for rocking with me. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Hit the subscribe button. Check out some of my videos. Y'all know they just upped the requirements for YouTube, so I'm trying out here. So support your girl. The replay is gonna be up in a couple hours, y'all. Yeah. Let's watch the game tonight. And I'm gonna do a poll. I'm gonna do a poll on my community tab, and we're gonna talk about the games tonight and who we think are gonna win. But anyways, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.